I want to ask a question out of whatever we're discussing. Do you think this changed you on how you view tuitions and when you have a family in the future? Do you think you can let your children go for tuition? Do you think it's necessary? Is it important? What is your view?
I'm glad the government banned tuition.
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah. Because I remember when I was in high school, there were like 3 types of tuition. So you have a 4 weeks holiday.
Yeah.
There is the normal tuition for 2 weeks. Then there is a tuition for the around maybe top something students, maybe top 50 students. Then there is a tuition for the bottom 30 students. So either way, if you belong to the top 50 and bottom 30, you will go to school 3 weeks out of the 4 weeks, which are tuition, which are meant for the holiday. So me in high school, and I guess this is where all this detachment started, because we used to go home 1 week
in high school.
1 week out of the 4 weeks holiday. So from January to April, you are home for 1 week. May to September, you are home for 1 week. December ndio tulikuwa tunaachiwa unakaa tu nyumbani. So I don't like that idea. What are you teaching me that you couldn't teach me during the normal working hours? But if I have to get tuition for my child, I'll hire a teacher privately. I say my child does not understand chemistry very well.
Yeah.
If chemistry will be existing at that time. So can you please be coming twice a week and tutor him or her?
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yes. Not the pool tuition. Just go to eat and listen to radio that you've sneaked in.
Guys, I hope you're enjoying the conversation that we have here. So moving on swiftly.
Yeah.
Your father was not afraid of the kitchen.
Nope.
Wow. You mentioned that he could prepare a meal, and light fire comfortably.
Yeah.
That is interesting. And you mentioned that up to date, your worst activity to do in the kitchen is lighting a fire.
Yes.
With firewood.
Firewood, charcoal, name it.
By the way, how about cooking?
I cook.
You do?
Yes.
So, for example, if I light you fire,
I'm okay. But I'm okay with jiko than the normal mawe tatu.
Okay.
Because it will still disturb me with sometimes it just gets a lot. It's just that we have to do it sometimes. Yeah. So cooking, I'm fine. Me actually, I prepare everything and call someone to light the fire for me.
Okay.
Because if I start lighting the fire, I will cry.
So how did your father used to come through for you?
I just remember this one time. I was, the outside veranda lighting at Jiko. And I think I was lighting for him, I think. So he passed the first time.
Yeah.
I was there. I'm trying. I'm pouring kerosene. I don't know what. He passed the second time. I was still there. He passed the third time. And I think he told himself, this girl is gonna die here. Let me just do something. So he went. Apparently, he had some sticks. I don't know how they are called or where he used to remove them. A few sticks, he came and say, songa kidogo. So mimi nikasonga kidogo. Akapanga hapo the makaa and the sticks.
Yes.
And then he lit one of the sticks and said, hii ukiwacha tu hivi dakika 5 itakuwa imewaka. And it happened. That was it. So he said hizi vijiti ukuu kutumia hizi vijiti kuwasha jiko.
That is what he told you?
Yes.
Okay.
So the vegetas were just somewhere here, somewhere there, somewhere kando.
Yeah.
So the next time I tried
In
to
fact,
use
that
the
is
veggie.
the question I want to ask you.
Yeah.
That you see, when he told you move away slightly so that he can do the work, did you not learn something from how he did it?
Maybe I don't learn well from observation, because the next time I did exactly what he did and nothing. I tried more than once, and I went back to my kerosene and jivu.
So the next time she still saw you struggling.
Well, I don't think I ever let him see me struggle again. So it's I guess we never had that moment again.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, interesting.
Yes. So my dad, and the only thing that he didn't do in the kitchen is wash utensils.
Okay.
That one.
But he could light fire, he could cook for you guys.
He did not he didn't let it cook for us.
Okay.
It wasn't the norm for him to cook for us, but he could cook anything if he's alone at home. If we have traveled, he could cook. And then, like if he wanted something else apart from what is on the table, and it is there, he could make himself. Like if he wanted an egg, if he wanted maybe githeri, and as we are taking bread, he could just go and prepare himself. Just those, those small things that you don't need to disturb someone and go do this, go do this. So he will do them. So there is this particular day. My mom wasn't home. No one else was home. So I was the one home with dad, and we had fundis. But I had to go to town to do some things. So when I came back, niliharakisha so that I can come back and cook for them. So when I came back, I found him. He had already cooked ugali and chinsaga. So, and when I entered the kitchen,
Who did that?
who else?
Okay.
The fundis.
Okay.
He could not have called
someone
from outside when he knew I was coming. Yeah. So he had done that, and when I entered the kitchen, he had even served me. He just handed me a plate, and I was like, "Oh, okay." And now this is like very recent. I think 2017 there, 16, 17 there. So I was a grown up then. So it was very interesting.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's why I don't get it when some man tells me that I can't do something. Like if it involves your stomach, you can do it. You just choose not to do it. I think so.
That's what do you think about that statement?
Yeah.
Okay. I reserve my comment about that.
That's okay.
Let's talk about your high school.
Yeah.
Your high school journey and life. Where did you go to high school?
Butere Girls High School.
Okay.
Yeah. The Great.
Okay.
Yes.
And by the way, I'm told that the first lady went to Butere Girls.
Yes, Mama Rachel is an alumni of Butere Girls. Yes.
Not that make you feel? Nothing, of course.
Why, of course?
Okay, sorry.
Like, it's so I'm happy. Like, of course, it does not affect me directly, but at least we know someone who has risen, who went to Butere Girls. So it's always nice to know that a particular person went to your school.
Okay.
Yeah.
Still here with your father, who always escorted you to the bus station.
Yeah.
I'm curious. Okay, and it's in a good way that your father seemed to play a big role in your school life.
Yeah.
Mom still was in school.
You see, this is the dynamic of my family. This is the dynamic of our family.
Okay.
The father is the head.
Yeah.
The father is the controller. The father is the one who says, you do this, you do this, you do this. So come to my family. My dad was the, let's say, alpha male. There is a male and then there is an alpha male, the leader of the pack. He was always on top of everything. So, of course, my dad at that time, in fact, fun fact, I guess when I was in Form 1 or 2, Form 1 and 2, my dad did not have a small car. He had the big lorry. So he used to take me up to Kemera with the big lorry, the canter, and then we go to town. Then
So he parks
he parks in
the
Kemera,
canter,
the
then
canter.
you jump into the
So now
PSV.
imagine me in a uniform in a canter. Yeah. So then we go to town then. So like it's easier for it was easier for my father to be here and there than for my mother.
Okay. Yeah. I understand now.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's why he was always everywhere. He was the lighter one.
Okay.
Yeah. Of course, even maybe in your pool of siblings and everything, there is one you can always tell tupatane kesho na ako. But kuna mwingine utaambia na atasema ai kesho nini nini. So there is always the lighter person, the person who runs errands. 1 2 3 1 2 3. So being that alpha male, he was that person who does all the errands.
Okay.
My mom was a homekeeper, was a homemaker. Yeah.
I'm interested to know, why did they choose to take you far away to Butele and not schools within the region? Yeah.
In boarding school, I went to Bungoma. Background. My mom is a lawyer.
So in primary school, you went to?
In primary boarding, class
primary
6.
boarding, yeah.
We went to Bungoma. Yes. So by virtue of me doing my KCP in Bungoma,
Yeah. So
I was called
schools
to
within.
school in Butere. So and at that time, of course, my parents loved Western schools.
Okay.
And I guess most people, even up to today, they love Western schools because they have this idea that they generally do well.
Okay.
Yeah.
How were your visiting days? So did they used to come? Okay, I'm trying to understand this in this way that Butere, it's a bit far from
Yeah.
our
Yes.
from your home.
Yes.
So did they used to come to all the visiting days, and how was it like? Okay, well now they've come.
Yes.
By the way, how did they used to come? Carrying you what? Like, we know most of the visiting days we would always want them to come with food, good food. And once they're going, they leave us with some good money.
Well,
Such.
my
So how were your
parents,
visiting days like?
my parents were simple, and I guess I got used to that simplicity. So they've learned like first, I'm confusing, Form 1 and Form 2 when they didn't have a small car. they could use, of course, public means, and public means takes long and is exhausting, and it's around journey.
Yeah.
So they have to wake up early so that they leave early enough to get back home.
Okay.
So they will always just come. Sometimes maybe my mom made something at home and carried. Just some things, simple. So when they came, it's when they would ask, what don't you have? So I write a list, and then they go to the nearby shopping center and just buy. Yeah, like it wasn't, the nakumat paper bags and all, no. It was just simple, and I got used to that. I never felt out of
God bless.
yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was always simple. So when they got the car, is when now they would drive from home, and like by 9 a.m. they would be there. So they used to be among the first parents to come. That was nice.
They could spend all day, or at some point they leave early. Maybe.
Yeah, so with the car, if they leave even at 3, it's like
but they could
6
spend
hours.
some good time in school.
Okay. Yeah. So that helped. Yeah. It was always simple, and yeah.
I want to take you back.
Okay.
There's this time when you were sitting for your KCPE, and Mr. Karoli Mokamba showed up later in the day. But what time did you expect him to come?
Normal time is like what, 11 a.m. for the ceremony and everything.
So he never attended the ceremony.
Sasa 5 p.m.
Well, 5 p.m. Were you expecting him to come when
So
no?
I know there is something I didn't have. I think it was a geometrical set.
Yeah.
Because what I know is, I had an aunt who lived just nearby.
But you see, I don't know what it is with our parents. They always knew. Ukienda kufanya mtihani, you need a new geometrical set. That is it.
Yeah.
So did you tell him to come with it, or he just came with it?
No, that one I told him because like a week before, I think my aunt had come. So she had come with all the things that you need. But I guess I didn't have the set, and I think a watch. So that's what I told them to bring. So maybe by the day, like, of course, 3, 4 p.m. is reaching, I knew, this man is not coming. But I wasn't tense because I could always call my aunt, tell her, I don't have this. You can send it or bring it. So at 5 p.m., someone has arrived with a geometrical set and I think a watch. And that's it. See, that's what you wanted. What else do you want? Cake and biscuits. You will eat at home.
In fact, you're finishing school.
Yeah. See, you're finishing school in a few days. You will eat at home. Yeah. So yeah, that was very, I don't know. But me, out of all this, I've never had an experience where I can say my parents let me down. They didn't bring me, like, whatever they did, whenever they did, that was it. I was okay. I got used to the simplicity of life. Yeah.
But you never felt different when he never attended the real ceremony? Maybe?
No.
Okay.
Unless I don't remember. Unless I don't remember. Because just a few days earlier, my aunt had come.
Okay.
So it wasn't neglect. I knew if kama amechelewa ni amechelewa tu mahali. Si ati amekaa mahali akingoja.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. So guys, keep on following this conversation. It's interesting as you've had vile tunaendelea. I hope you're getting something, and I hope you'll continue following to the end of chapter 1. We still on chapter 1.
Yeah.
Throughout your schooling, you've mentioned that not a single day you reported to school without fees.
Yeah.
You must have been rich, girl.
Well, I wasn't. Again, my dad was
Hey,
this.
but we all wanted not to go to school with, okay, not really any.
You wanted to be chased from
we
school
always
to go
wanted to be
home.
chased from school.
Now imagine, I school 400 kilometers away. Yes, I have aunties around, but you know my father.
Did you never? Please tell me this.
Yeah.
Did you never used to feel like at some point, man, I need or I wish I can be sent home?
If I
Sometimes
say
it gets
if I
boring.
say yes, I'll be lying. I guess I got used to it.
So if
And we had no midterm break during those days. So me, I knew nikiingia shule the closing day. Like I just got used to
so
it.
if anything came up and you are supposed to go home, you would
In
feel kama
fact,
kusumbuliwa
in
sana.
fact, my class teacher would call my dad because let's say it's like 5,000. Why would you send me to Kisii to collect 5,000? I will use 2,000 just going and coming back.
How do you think your dad was able to manage to? Manage to do that?
That is a secret that he himself
knows.
Will say, yeah, but he worked hard. He worked very hard. That's what I understand. Yeah.
Tell us more.
Well, my dad was a teacher.
Yeah.
Civil servants pay is not so much. It's just enough. So he went into business. He's among the very first businessmen in Magombo Shopping Center.
Okay.
And I think he conquered that business world.
Okay.
Yeah. That's what I can say. That's how he afforded all paying school fees for all of us without failure. And he had a good network of people. You know, you should always have people who you can borrow good money from. You know, like you need 100K, you should have someone who, even if cannot give you 100, they can give you like 50. Yeah, always invest on social capital.
Okay.
Have friends who can come through.
Guys, you
And don't eat people's money. If someone gives you the money, please return. Yeah, very important because you will spoil. Eh?
Moving on.
Yeah.
For the benefit of that someone who was, for our viewers who have not read the book yet.
Yeah.
Tell us, what did you want to study after high school?
I wanted to be an architect.
Okay.
Yes.
Did you achieve that? Okay.
No, I did not. Because I failed by very few points, I guess. Those times, you know, the entry points used to be so high. So I might have failed by like 1 point or 2.
So you opted for something else?
I opted for something else, but still in the built environment.
Okay.
I'm in love with buildings.
Okay.
So at that time, I didn't know of something known as real estate.
Okay.
So just
did your dad not want to, let me say our parents. Sometimes they be like, I want to choose for you. This is what I want you to do. I want you to be a lawyer. I want you to be a teacher. You see, like for example, your parents were teachers.
Yeah.
So did they never choose for you what they ought you
No.
want you to be?
No, they asked, what do you want to be? Yeah. They asked, what do you want to be? And if it's not this, which one? Always ask like 5 options. Always ask the 5 options. So me, all my options were around building, construction, engineering. I was never the doctor kind of person.
Not the pilot one.
Pilot, no. I was in the built environment.
So you never heard insane, okay, they are not insane. Those wishes we used to have when I grow up.
Well,
When I grow up.
But that's my insane was the architect who said architects are not insane.
No, but what I'm trying to pick from you is that you knew what line you wanted to pursue.
Yeah. Of which the person who said they want to be a doctor and maybe they couldn't get the marks for it, and they maybe went for something like clinical medicine or nursing or whatever. You see, you are still in that field. So that's not a failure, according to me. You are still in that field. Yeah. So for me, my heart is more on the building, construction, built environment field, not the doctor, not the piloting, not for education. Yeah, in higher institutions. Yes. Yeah.
Why did you go to college? Tell me about the culture shock.
Well, the freedom.
Or apart from Bungoma, Butele, and your home, did you ever travel to some other places maybe?
Well,
did you ever
come? I came to Nairobi for my cousin's graduation, but that was it. I never toured Nairobi. So I consider the first time I came to college is the first time I really came to Nairobi, because that's when I came like to stay. Yeah.
Or when you came to college?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So culture shock, maybe.
I guess I was so prepared to leave home. I was so prepared. So I was like, whatever you have for me,
it's okay.
I will take it. Whatever you have for me. So there was not much of a culture shock. There was, I guess,
but okay, I'm interested to know, before you came to college, did your dad talk to you about what you were about to go and face maybe?
My dad by himself did not talk to me, but he sent someone to talk to me. But at that time, I did not know that she had been sent by my dad.
Okay.
So I was just there like, why is this person disturbing me with stories about about university students, and I don't know, there is immorality. I don't know, you need to be cautious. So me, I was so ready, like I wanted to go.
What are you running away from?
Let me just say, turning 18. Yeah.
How did you used to spend your holidays during the college times?
I used to be home during the long holidays. Yeah. I will be at my dad's business. Well, that's it. At Magombo, and sometimes the business at home. So yeah, I got used to so many people at our home trading center, and I think those are the people who made me want to run away to college. But I guess we shall talk about that in depth
Okay.
later in the book.
What lessons do you pick from all that which he used to involve you, and why do you think he used to do that? Now this is from let's go back to when you never used to go for tuition and he take you to the business
He
and many
was
other
he
lessons.
was a father, the
You see
pure.
the dad who is helping you to light fire,
Yes,
the dad whom you came back and found he had prepared a meal.
yes.
What lessons do you learn from that? What kind of
The lesson I learned is, just be a parent. When you are a parent, be a parent. Be that person who helps out your child. Be that person who speaks for them when they can't speak for themselves. Be that person who comes through for them, however late it is. Just, he was a father. That's what I can pick from them. From all, he used to show up. He showing up, first of all, showing up is very important. So he will show up, and that's why I remember all those days, even being dropped, driven in a canter, with a uniform. Yeah, someone who didn't know him and me would think otherwise. So he was a father.
I want to read out to you the last paragraph of chapter 1.
Yeah.
Now there I was standing on our veranda, staring outside, and all I saw was my father's grave. I could picture him 6 feet under. The grave was so physical, the flowers still fresh and trying to stay alive from the evening's rainwater in the soil. Perhaps that was the sign that I needed, a wake-up call for me to stop blaming the world for my miseries, but rather to face and own my demons. It was my time to thrive through the chaos.
Yeah.
Tell me what this brought to your head and mind.
What?
Brought to your head and mind. What were you thinking?
Now,
Yeah.
this moment we are talking about 2019 December 12th, Jamhuri Day. No, now the next day is 13th. And I had been through so much that year. And like that grave represented a beginning. So I was asking, I can't continue being like this. Like, okay, so what now? I have felt whatever I've been feeling. I have been depressed. I have lost sight. I had gained weight because of eating badly. And where did all that lead? It led me back home, back to my father's grave, very fresh. Like, you could picture everything. You could picture how he is down there.
Yeah.
Because it's been just one day,
Yes.
he's still whole. So at that point is when I said, I can't continue living like this.
Yeah.
And it is my time
Yeah.
that I should come out of this shell and thrive through all this chaos that I am facing. And that's when I said, I will write a book, and the book will be titled, I Am My Father's Daughter. Because I've been everywhere, but I still went back to him to get all the answers. Yeah.
I'm sorry about that loss.
Thank you.
Good people. That is just a sneak preview of what chapter 1 has for us. We've come to the end of chapter 1, and I'm looking forward to going with you to chapter 2 and eventually to the last chapter, which is the 15th chapter. I hope you've learned something. And I hope that at the end of it, you're going to ask for a copy of this book so that you can read by yourself what it really has for you. Thank you so much for watching.